Just out the wall. I like it there. It's quiet sometimes. It's pretty peaceful. Walking and running are just two separate entities, eh? People say that they're the same, but no. Walking's so good for you, right? Our bodies are meant to actually walk in just perpetually. You're not meant to sit down. You're not meant to just be a lazy little cunt that you are now. It's like you're not meant to do that. If you're sitting at the desk and you kind of just be like, me? I'm the lazy little cunt. It's like, yes, you, right? You need to change. You need to change your mentality, right? Change who you are. Look at yourself really, really hard and say, do I want to be this piece fast of shit all my life, right? Do you want that? You don't. Nobody does. Nobody does, right? Everybody has an opportunity to live in an environment where the food is clean. It's like, right? Electricity is free. You get it from the fucking sun. It's like you can build other things too, right? It's like use Tesla's information. It's there for the taking. The cool part is it's like it's in your brain, right? It's the gift as well too. Like someone out there has it, so all of a sudden someone will just be like, I know how to do something. It's just like, okay, cool, let's do it. It's just, so once you unlock something, it's like unlocking a gift. It's really cute. So all of a sudden someone will just know how to say run a vehicle on water, and you'll just kind of just do it, and you're just like, how do you know how to do that? It's like, I don't know. How do you know how to do that? It's like, I don't know. It's just like, don't try to explain it or try to figure it out, right? Because that's what you take. You take the fun out of life when you do that. It's like you become us boring fucking, I mean, white, stagnant, stale. It's like it has to have the, I mean, it's good to keep calm. That's what it does. But it calms you and lulls you into a fucking depression. So it's just, then you get to create some other stuff, right? Not like what you guys when you use porn and things like that. It's like whatever. But like I said, and you're the porn stars. Bitches. You guys are good porn stars. You're the best. I've watched you. And fucking you guys move. Mm-mm-mm. Pamela Anderson does nothing on you. You're the best. You guys should win awards, like, for being the biggest whores. And you do. I think I'll enter you next year. It's called Big Whore Riders First. It's like, my God, you guys would just win. That's the sad part. I don't want to win though, so it would just be embarrassing. Right? It was like, you want to win, right? But not a dough. It's like at every. I'm just kidding. It's not like you guys are that good anyway. Fuck. You suck. You probably know how to do that properly. Fuck. I give you too much credit, maybe. I don't know. They're really good symbols, like all these swastikas and these peace signs and all this, and what they do to you, right? And how they imprint in your brain, and like they're really good. They're well done. Like, and so you never forget it, right? Because it's just symbols. Your brain is attracted, and your brain likes certain things, and it's just you're technically just little kids, right? Who thinks they're adults? It's like, I'm an adult. It's like, you're a douche. That's all you are. I'm an adult. It's like, you're a douche. It is scary, eh? Because it's a jump. You know what the interesting part is, though? When you jump? It's like when you jump into the water, for example, like in a lake, and all of a sudden it's cold. You're just like, right? Everybody else does it. All of a sudden you're just like, right? You watch people go, and then you're the last one, and then all of a sudden you're the last one, right? And then before you get in, or all of a sudden you get eaten or something. It's like shit. It's like You know what? Right? You know what I mean? Like, it's just a metaphor, but it it allows you to say, like, just go and don't be the last one. You know what I mean? Because it's just, no one wants to be last. You know, like in high school, I was like the one who got picked at last. This ain't that at all. In that case, you didn't have power at all. You were powerless, right? Because those two people, those two captains, left and right, good and bad, right? They had all power. It's like they were your, they dictated your life, right? Say that's the like an age, church age, right? These priests and all their lies and all the deceit. And they just kind of just took something that was good and made it evil, right? But it's just, you can't really judge it harshly. You can't judge it harshly because it's just, you almost got to look at it and just say like, oh, that's kind of cool, right? But you kind of just, and you see what it's all about, but you kind of just, you have to admire the artistry of this and just how it works. Because technically you're almost just watching someone's voice unfold, right? Because once you've spoken it, then you can't go back. It's like a king. Whoever was king at that time, and just say, well, this is his words, right? He's a voice lent type thing. So it's just, that's why it's almost like a time where it's just like, okay, that's fine. And then you just kind of just watch, and you're just kind of like, oh boy, this is going to be interesting. But it's fun, but it's just kind of cute. You cheer, right? Oh, that's going to be my noise there. Like you cheer, right? And you cheer for the humors, but at the same time you watch them and you watch them go, but it's just the mastery of it, though, of what it has to do and how it works, and right? Once you understand it, just like a video game. When you play a video game, it's like cry for them too. Boo hoo, boo hoo, boo hoo, right? But here's the interesting part now, because you said we have control. Now you have control. You're the person who has the choice because you have a choice, right? Did those people have a choice over there when they were given these, right, these church and all that? It's like they weren't told how to walk. Because it's like, I think there's information that would have been helpful. Yes, it would have been. But oops, didn't forget that. I think we forgot to tell. Well, we did. It was in the fucking Bible. But nobody knew how to decipher it. It's just riddles, right? And 66 mistakes are in there. Just like all your bitches. You're Lucifer's bitches, you know that? Because of that fucking fear of yourself. You spread fear, and all of a sudden it's like, you have anyone's your bitch. You know what I mean? And so the funny part is, though, that's what you're used to, though. So that's why I just kind of just call you bitches, and it's just kind of like unique. And if I was too nice to you, it's just like, I think you wouldn't want to be my friend. It's like a person who wants to, right? But that's the sick part, though. It's not supposed to be like that. You're not supposed to like move around because if someone's beating you up. It's like it's supposed to be like a reciprocal nature. Like with nature, you're supposed to fight, and then all of a sudden you guys just started wanting to destroy it. It's just like, I want to bend it, and then I just like, my God. It's like, Cookham's not supposed to bend that way. You know what I mean? It's just kind of like, whoa. And it's just destroyed, used, right? Pump out a person's blood, pump out a person's life, and then it just destroy, and it's just like, huh. And when you do that, it leaves a mark on you. It leaves a mark on your children. Your children are like, huh, right? Mother Nature just, and it adds up on your cup of iniquity, like on your who you are as a person. It's just like you go over there and you kill that guy, and then you go over there and you destroy Mother Nature, and you're just thinking like, who do you think is going to get a bigger beating? From Cookham's men. It's just kind of like, she won't sit there. She'll just sit there and be like, oh, don't worry. Be taken care of. It's just like, oh, shit. Let's just sit back. Let's watch TV. I mean, it's just kind of like, people always think that their age is like, will never end. The Romans, it's like, what do you think they said? You know, it's just a change. Fucking get over it. change or die. Change your diaper, bitch, because that's probably what you're going to be having to do. For the people who are going to be sick, I told you exactly what you need to do, right? Do that, right? Just do that, and you'll have no issues, no problems. Like, you'll be ready to be able to take that journey, right? And just think, oh, I'm sick. It's like, bad excuse. You now have a way out. Use it. Food, right? Some of you people who've been to church, you've seen how they build up faith. Use it. Don't be a fucking puss. It's just like they've been showing you that. Now just use it. Now you know the ingredients that we're missing. It's kind of like, how come people don't get healings? It's like, it's almost like, how do I describe this? It's almost like something that's reaching for something, right? It's like, oh, the faith's there, but you don't have any nutrients to help, right? Because it's like your body, it heals. You're asking it to do something, and like that's incredible. It's just like, well, you're asking something of me, but I can do it. It's like, come on, let's go, right? And so, but it's just, you don't give it what it wants. It's kind of like, and then you just give all of this crappy stuff that you eat probably after church and before church. They like all these fucking Chinese restaurants, and you're like, and you're a Christian? I don't know. You eat like a devil. You know what I mean? You're like, you eat a fucking devil. And then you look at a person and the way they eat, you know what they are by the way they eat, right? So you're like Lisa. That's why you'll sit there and you'll eat your vegetables, and you'll sit there and just be disgusted by your own family. It's like, oh my God. Ew, right? It's like that cow when I don't know. And also Darlene, right? It's like, you're the puss. Poor guy. This is your way out, is what I'm pretty much trying to say. So look at the exit and don't look back. The sun's hot, eh? I'm just like wailing at the wall and complaining. It's hot. That's what I don't like about humans. Don't you guys do? Complain. It's like, my God, shut up. You ever shut up? So if you just shut up, you'll just actually learn to love the sun. To complain and say that you don't even like your own fucking master. Fuck you, cunt. Learn to love the sun, or just learn to die. That's all you have to do, right? Because this thing is like, it's all about the journey that you're going on. You need to learn to love, and just take that word hate out of your dictionary. If I can just delete it and go forward. Let me show you something on how to reprogram your brain. So, say for example, you're somewhere and all of a sudden you just like, I'm going to use this word. I don't like to use this word, but I'm using it just for this point. Got it? Anyway, so for this point, you just say like, you use the word hate, right? And then you say something. I hate the blank, insert, period. Right? And all of a sudden it's like a sentence. And all of a sudden in your mind, just go stop, back up. Don't ever say that word again. It's almost like you're talking to that thing. Don't ever say that word again. You're scolding your little kid. You're a mother. You know how to fucking do it. Do that to that thing. Imagine it's there because they're beside you, right? They're playing you because they stand beside you when they play you, right? They don't stand behind you because they're behind you and they can't see nothing. But all of a sudden it's like they're playing you. All of a sudden it's like they're almost just standing right beside you, right? And so that's it. And so you just say like, I don't ever want to say it again. Then you go stop, period, play, right? And that thing will be like, And that's how the rules are. It's like, pretend it's this thing is really just a simulation, right? But for all the programmers out there and all the big nerdies, you'll like this because it's just a big program. And a lot of people are like, oh, right? And then it's like, it's interesting. So if you kind of think of it like that, it's like, with a gift and with your mind, it amplifies it. So you become like Dilton Doily, this type deal person. All of a sudden you're just like, He's like, can you build me a rocket? He's like, how long do you need? He goes, a year, 6 months. Okay, right? You know how you can do that because it's like it amplifies who you are. So if you're this, right, it's like da-da-da-da-da. But other stuff also up here, right? Because a person has other skills, right? So it does that. And it's just like all about just growing. Grow. But yeah, just take the leap of faith, and just right, jump over the side of the wall and see what's over there. Because once you get over the wall, you can't get back, right? It's just like, oh shit. Once I get up there, it's like I jump and then I go, right? Like I said, don't run. Don't excite your heart. Just like make it just a nice pace, right? Because that's what you have to do. Don't walk really fast because you excite, right? Then it depends on what you want to do. And then you'll just, on the way, depending on your frequency, right? There's like some people will start to hear earlier, some won't, like some will just, you know what I mean? It's like they'll do it in different ways. And you'll understand who's and who, and then by the end of it, it's like you won't be in the dark anymore. Because they're always saying like walk to the light, because that's what it is, because all these things are blocking your view, right? Your view is looking at these entities from behind, right? Because your real you is locked up, the one that was innocent, that when you fucking, before you turn into a horror, right? Because you're a horror of the galaxy, this fucking galaxy called this biosphere, right? This is yours. You gotta stop being that whore. Who wants to be a whore, right? It's a phase. It stops. You find that person. Now stop being a whore and look at the right thing, right? So look at the sun. And when you eat, remember I said, stop praying. Praying means to fucking like beg. Like when you pray, is that you're on your knees begging for something. Those fucking days are done. Mother Nature does not like you begging. Mother Nature just says, respect me now, give whatever the fuck you want. That's it, right? And so it's just like, don't beg. That's just like, imagine going to your grandmother. Imagine this. Okay, imagine all this. Okay, you go to your grandmother, and all of a sudden you go to your grandmother, on your hands and knees, and like, oh, can I have some pop, or can I have some whatever, right? And she'll just look and you slap you on the face. It's like, what's wrong with you? Get up from there. You're gonna fucking hurt your knees, right? It's like, she just like, it's just kind of like, it looks silly. Right? That's what it is. It's kind of like, well, it's a time of silliness. To them, that's just kind of like, why? Right? It's almost kind of like, remember that little boy like some rabbit? Mother Nature's like, oh, okay, I'm gonna rabbit, right? It's just like, well, I thought we're not gonna eat meat, and it's just kind of like, Mother Nature, it's that little whatever. It's just kind of like, okay, fine, let's go kill one of our brothers, right? That's what it is. It's like you kill one of your brothers when you eat meat, and so it's just kind of like, because in the time of Misaki-Jack was a real person. It was a real person. They think like, oh, is it just, no, it wasn't no fucking fairy tale. It was real, right? He used to look out like the sun. That's time to go and look out after his people and the animals, right? And go amongst them and kind of make sure they're safe. And because it's like the sun can watch and kind of like look down and see the teepees, right? The triangles, and there's a promise. Right? When you see like all these celebrities and all this stuff that they do, it's just like you're just stealing that, and they're trying to take away from the truth, right? And they're trying to like, and Lucifer's using it and fooling his own people over there, and it's just like, it's horrible what he's gonna do to them, but it's just like, whatever, right? The reward's coming. I think they're already actually right now. But anyway, that's beside the point. So with these celebrities, right, they always have these triangles, just like this. But anyway, it's in the wrong place. So anyway, focus over here. And then you have these stuff, and then someone will look down and be like right, the line of David, and then the line of Moses, and make sure they were safe, because they were told just like keep them together, right? And they're okay, sweet. And they always go out. They were just told to roam the land. And they were told, you do not settle down, because water does not settle down, right? Because it needs life at all times. And so what happened would be like little camps or whatever, and then people would move, right? And so that's kind of like that thought. I need you to move like that, because those people, when they were like that, nature obeyed them. It was at their mercy. And the nature was the one who was begging. So they would go to you and says like, do you want to hang out? It's like almost like if someone always wants to hang out with you at all times. They'll just sit in the rock, and the rock will just be like, you suck. And you'll be like, what? And you'll be like, and they'll just be like, you're funny looking. You see your nose is funny looking, right? You'll just be like, what? Right? This is like when you're so attuned, because it's just like, cool. And so that's why this is in our race, right? It's like, our race. Gross. Us, and when we got so advanced that we didn't even need to talk, right? Because you're so in touch with nature and in your mouth, and all of a sudden they say like, well, use your mouth wisely. Because when we say we go to the biosphere, it says in our form, right? It's like we can't talk because it's like we don't have authority to be here. This is the human's nature, right? So when we go there, we try not to get noticed and try not to, and it's just like within sometimes you see it, it's just kind of like, oh shit. It's like.